What have we got here? Pristinej Evizon. Sounds Turkish. Pristinej Evizon. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, Chimerki, Shuttle Fleet, also Furbit and Gendai. Spaceport, so expensive technologies. High-end for the most part, but expensive. The row is pretty good. I could definitely pick Helena here if she's not taken. I wouldn't mind getting a full scale, for example. The techs are good. The cards are good. In general, what we see here is high-end stuff that's expensive. So maybe it's good to play a leader who produces resources. Well, only these guys do. Ilbon is good, hypothetically, with the cards. He does generate Solari, which is nice. But if he wants to get nice cards, Helena's going to snap them out from under his fingers. So I'm going to pick Helena here. Okay. Bad combat, no yellow. Not going to get smuggling anyway with these people in front of me, so not a big deal. 5 persuasion. No ring. Okay. I think this is a wealth mentat. Yeah. Okay, I was going to say, fold space is the actual best thing to do, but wealth mentat's the next best thing to do. We also don't have to mentat here. We could go, like, tech negotiation. Although we don't need the 5th persuasion necessarily. But we don't know exactly what's going to be available in the row. Suppose I could have blocked Hardy Warriors to block Baron. I don't want to do that. This combat is not strong enough, in my opinion, for that. I would rather build a long-term advantage. And sure, Baron can Hardy on this, but it's not going to give him anything but a point, so it kind of pushes him in the direction of having to try to lock the game out early. Now, Wealth is gone from Yuna, so she can't do that. She might consider going Mentat herself, actually. Tech negotiation. Okay, we kind of have to Mentat now. No, we don't. We're Helena. We can tech negotiate all we want. How much would the negotiator be worth? Probably not much. These techs are expensive, and we're not going to get them for a long time. Wouldn't have any immediate value. What could we draw into with... Well, you know, we can infiltrate Swordmaster, so we really don't, like, it doesn't hurt us to Mentat here, right? Because worst case scenario, you know, maybe we get further behind in the Swordmaster tempo, but it's not a big deal. The nice thing about the Mentat is it's going to trigger a shuffle, and improve our hand next round, and potentially for several rounds. Siege Tabor first round, very interesting. It's not bad, honestly. I mean, it's a water, it's valuable. It's worse than going to Steel Suits, because the faction is worth more than the troop. But if he didn't have double faction, then that's pretty good for him. We need to probably hit Fold Space next round, or make sure that Ilbon does, because we can't let Baron get to it. Yuna has 5, grabs, negotiate, withdraw. Reveals a not-so-good Dr. UA. I think we're going to go Worm Riders here. So Ilbon does, in fact, have faction next round, so we should be good. So let's go Worm Riders. Set aside the Riders. Shifting Allegiance. I don't like flipping that over for Baron. We do end up getting a negotiator. We probably should have consider other places we could have sent the ring. Like Arakeen or Carthag. But too late now. Although, as I'm thinking about it, this probably still is the best place to send it. Arakeen could blank us with the Seek Allies. And we don't really want to just go into combat to get a spice when we can get a spice from here instead. He takes G manipulation instead. Ooh. Okay. Let's take the Worm Riders. Having them early is going to be really helpful. Hold on. Do I want the Shifting Allegiances instead? Such a good card. Nah, it's fine. Worm Riders is stronger. And besides, it gives us spice. So if we do need to, like, we have a chance to draw back into the ring, right? And what would I rather draw next round? You know, I'd rather draw the Worm Riders. Because Shifting Allegiances next round, well, but that would let me get to Interstellar. Well, we redraw the Diplomacy, which isn't bad. Ilbon hits Fold Space, I'm assuming. Yeah. So now we have a weird situation where the best place for us to hit is Smuggling. But then we don't use both of our faction. And we can't hit Mentat to play both. It's not an option. So we get Hardy on this. I don't know about that. We should be able to get Swordmaster next round by hitting Smuggling. Because we'll have yellow in the next hand with our ring, or the Worm Riders. So let's just go Smuggling, do a slow, sort of semi-consistent Swordmaster play. And if Yuna doesn't hit Wealth, we can hit Wealth for the guarantee. I think she will hit Wealth, but we'll see. Alternatively, we can hit Still Suits. Deploy to the combat. Yeah, we don't get the Wealth. Bummer. So we need to play Diplomacy. Actually, we need to play Seek Allies, probably. It just depends on what Ilbon's going to have. Ilbon has 2 Convincings, so we don't know what he's going to buy, right? He could buy Shifting, or he could buy Siege Reverend, so we're not sure what's going to happen here. So I think we do still play the Seek Allies, honestly. We don't put 3 in, obviously. I think we just put 1 in and see what we can get out of it, you know. But yeah, we're not gonna get the alliance for the Fremen, most likely, but we are going to get 2 influence on them for the Worm Riders. Which, honestly, this is a good card even if we never reveal it for the daggers. Early High Council. Okay, interesting. Let's see what Ilbon buys. We could end up screwed if he buys the Shifting Allegiances, but with 5, he probably prefers Siege Reverend Mother, I think. If he counts my cards, he doesn't actually know how much Persuasion I have. I could have drawn back into Diplomacy, or I could have drawn back into a Convincing. So he can't say for sure that I have exactly 3, and so that he should take the Shifting. Cool. So Shifting is going to be awesome for us, because we have Worm Riders to make the spice to use it with. A lot of yellow, honestly. Maybe too much yellow. We have a yellow. If we draw the Worm Riders and this, well, no, we have double daggers, so we'll be fine. Baron didn't get to Interstellar, but he will on the combat, unfortunately. It's a good combat. Especially this early when you can use it with the... Oh, hello, Yuna. Are you going to get the Guild Accord? Are you that kind of badass? Or would you prefer something else? If only there were detonation devices, this X-Guild. You know, actually, the X-Guild's not terrible here anyway, because the techs are so expensive. It does take the Guild Accord. He's going to beat Ilbon to Interstellar next round, based on turn order. Go up to the path. Top card is convincing. We're not using the spice for anything, so I think we do want to do this. Worm Riders, get our spice. Recall, get our Solari, get our Swordmaster. We're rolling. The good news is Baron doesn't really have good cards. Well, that's not true. He has the Gene Manipulation, which is a good card, but he doesn't have any other any other BG stuff to use with it. And surprisingly, we actually beat out Ilbon and Yuna for first Swordmaster. Hard to do that. And even if Ilbon has like a windfall here, we still infiltrate the space, so we're good either way. So our goal here, I think, is Dagger to Swordmaster and then Signet Ring to Research Station. Poach the full scale. That takes him to 8. But I can't let him have it. More water for the Baron. Dude is only going to either Interstellar Shipping, Fremen Spaces, or Siege Taper. He's got 4 spaces that he can go to. You know, maybe 5 if you count smuggling. I don't even think he's been to Still Suits. I think so far he's been to 3 board spaces. Siege Taper, Hardy Warriors, and Interstellar Shipping. Maybe he went to Carthag and I missed it, but I don't think so. Is there a chance that we miss the full scale? Signet Ring would take us... I don't think so. No, it's not possible, because even if we draw all 1s, we get a 1 persuasion discount with the ring, so we're guaranteed to get the card. Now, the downside here is that we could end up drawing back into the shifting, which we don't really want. We want to be able to play the shifting. But, say la vie. So, we get Shuttle Fleet Elbon. It's a great tech for you to have in round 3, honestly. Really good. There's Holtzman. Wow, these are high-end technologies. Now, there is an argument, you know, I could go to Haga Basin and then I could get Holtzman next round, right? The other 2 players don't have any water, so Baron's going to go Interstellar on his next action. Well, you know, I guess the thing you have to consider is that it's like, it does cost me a full-scale assault to do that, right? Well, let's think. So if we grab the spice, what is it costing us? Well, it's costing us the shuffle. Is the shuffle good or bad? Well, as it stands right now, we're not really getting better cards from the row if we do this. We could like ring the Imperial Bashar or something, but if Yuna's set to take the full scale, why let her have it? No, let's do this. Full scale. Dune, Diplomacy, Reconnaissance. Didn't draw the shifting. We have 1 dagger in hand. No reason to try to snipe this out of Baron, in my opinion, because most likely he has his own dagger, and we just end up wasting our troops. He does not. Okay. He does pick up a second Fremen card, and here's the Guild Ambassador, which is a little bit threatening. I mean, really, there's none of these players that I want to have it, right? Ilbon, I guess it would bother me the least. Because Yuna's got the ability to infiltrate Guild, so she's going to have the ability potentially to use the Guild Ambassador. Baron, it goes without saying why it's a bad idea for him to have it. Okay, so Ilbon, is Ilbon going to take it? No. There's a chance that this Haga Basin wheels back around to me, honestly. Also, I can afford the Chimurki as is, so it's good either way. Full-scale assault. Let's go. Get that dread. Yuna ended up a persuasion short. She doesn't grab the Guild Ambassador, which is what I would have done. Okay, there she goes. In the deck, we have the Shifting Allegiances on top. We're going to want to use that. Honestly, the Guild Ambassador would have been a very high priority card for us. I don't think it was better than the full scale, though. I don't think Baron will go Haga Basin before he goes Interstellar, but let's see what happens. The question is if we use the Shifting Allegiances to go up on Guild, or if we use it to chase from an alliance. And I think we want to use it to chase from an alliance. He does go Haga Basin. Okay. Interesting. Do we want a Hardy here? I think we do. This is a very good combat for us. And that would give us a cushion with which to use the shifting. And it gives us the Worm Riders online. But then Ilbon lets him have Interstellar, so it's not good. We could play shifting first, and then that way we can threaten Interstellar if... There's no way it makes it back to me, because either Baron's doing it now, or Ilbon is doing it after that. So there's no situation where we get it. We could also Selective, which is honestly pretty good. But that doesn't make sense unless we can get the 2 spice for shifting first. Let's do this. This also gives us the spice to Holtzman, but we're not going to do that, I don't think. Go down on Emperor, up 2 on Fremen. Let's just deploy our Dread. I think Baron's going to pick up Holtzman here from the shipping track. We'll see. He doesn't have the shipping. So he has to pick it up manually. Good. Good, good, good. That's good for me because it means when I hit Hardy, I can take this alliance from him. And then we will get the Worm Riders to go off on the reveal. Doesn't have enough to use her ring. Baron's not really close to Swordmaster. He's probably not getting it ever. So if we have a chance, we probably want to block him from getting High Council. Don't have enough money for that yet, but something to think about for sure. Okay. Ilbon's way ahead of us, I guess. Nobody has enough water to hit Hardy, so let's go ahead and buy the Chimerki, I think. Grand Conspiracy. Well, it's good to know that that's there. I don't think we're going to be able to get much out of it, to be honest. Mimic Quarters comes up. That's not great. You know, we really don't want Baron to get that. Test of Humanity. So he's building up his BG here. It's 2 Persuasion cards. So he is definitely probably gearing towards just a no-sword Master Holtzman sort of High Council play. Let's see how much Yuna puts in before we decide to Hardy. Because a simple Diplomacy that still suits would put us ahead of her. We don't really have a choice, though. She's got 5 cards in hand. We don't know where they are, and we have no combat cards. We actually already have 1 Dreadnought for the Grand Conspiracy. So I think 2 points from this is possibly on the table. We do this. We're still healthily ahead of her, and she doesn't have any cards in hand. In terms of what Yuna has bought, Ixguild, no daggers. Ambassador, no daggers. Guild Accord, no daggers. Negotiate Withdraw, also no daggers. There's a chance that she pulls out completely. So the only way that she... I just don't think... Yeah, so I think we can actually put it like this and still get our point out of this. She probably has Negotiate Withdraw and is pulling out anyway. Yeah. It's the right decision. In fact, we might have been okay just going still suits there. Gurney. Well, now we know what our ring wants to do. We're already hyper optimized towards combats. Unfortunately, you know, combats don't really work with the Grand Conspiracy at all. I mean, 2 Dreadnoughts a little bit, but that's about it. I don't think we want any of this. I guess Spice Hunter is Fremen access. Fremen Bond if we also have the Worm Riders, but our deck is so good we just don't need crappy cards. We only need 1 SMF for the Grand Conspiracy. Let's take control of Carthag. You might want to cover up Yuna, but I think Carthag is more likely to be visited. So currently this reveals for 6 daggers. Not going up on Guild is starting to look like the right decision because we're not going to get Interstellar shipping for at least 2 rounds. I can't let Baron have Mimic Orders. I can't let that happen. So I think what I have to do is go Signet Ring here. I don't even have the Spice. Put Gurney aside. Just gain a Negotiator, but that way he's blocked off. Technically he can go to Dreadnought, but if he goes to Dreadnought, he's pushing himself further away from his High Council. That's going to hurt my persuasion. If I want to get this Gurney, which I do. I wonder if I'm playing Worm Riders or not. I do value the troop here. This is a point. And the Worm Riders won't reveal for anything if there's not a troop in the combat. If I go to Arakeen, I have a 50-50 shot. I'm guaranteed to increase my persuasion, but I have a 50-50 shot of pulling the full-scale assault. Never be safe on this alliance either, because we don't know what kind of crap Baron's got in his hand. We should hit Fremen again whenever we get a chance. I think we go reconnaissance to Arakeen and then see where we are after that. Because we can play the Worm Riders or reveal the Worm Riders depending on the combat situation. So far, though, we've gotten some incredible cards for our deck. Priority for the High Council because it's already a quarter of the Grand Conspiracy. So basically what we need is Solari. Thankfully, we have 2 different cards that go to Emperor. Move on to Still Suits. Okay. So reconnaissance to Arakeen. Didn't draw the right one. We put 2 troops in here. Honestly, I mean, I would like to reveal the Worm Riders, but I'd rather play it for 2 spice if there's nothing else I can do. Oh, he snuck into High Council. Well, better than him have the windfall for the High Council than him have plans within plans, right? We're guaranteed the Gurney, which is actually really nice. Now my question is, would I rather go Carthag, get myself $1, Siege Tabor, load up a research station? I don't think I need the Worm Riders here, honestly. Nobody else is really in the combat. But Yuna can't go to Siege Tabor. She can only go to Carthag. The same thing is true. Well, the same thing is not true for Ilbon. But let's do this, I think. Demand respect. Okay, Worm Riders gives me the water to use that. Or the spice to use that. And I definitely want to. I think 1 troop is enough, though. Maybe I should go all in and just do the 2. But with a Gurney, a Worm Riders, and a full-scale assault, like, we're gonna be winning more combats. Well, I can see why he went with the Holtzman engine. His cards really support that conclusion. A lot of spice must flows this game. Will be interesting to see who draws the corner of the market, if anyone. Dude, we have built a monstrous deck. Shifting, Gurney, Worm Riders loaded up, full-scale assault. Cool, lets me have it. I do think we want to spend the spice here. Emperor for the Alliance? Or BG? No one wants to go to Emperor. Just get that out of the way. Oh my god, this hand is so good. So first priority is getting Mimic Orders, I think, because with the shifting allegiances, we actually have a pretty good shot of actually like landing that. I think Ilbon might take it here, though. Let's see what happens. He might take the Ordnance instead. All I care about is that Baron doesn't get it, to be quite honest. Does take it in Mimic Orders. Okay. Well, that's fine. You don't have to like it, but it's fine. Okay, so shifting allegiances, what can you do? Well, you can get us the Emperor Alliance from a board space, which seems pretty strong. That does seem really strong. But we also want to go to Emperor because we want Solari. So I almost think we play full scale to Wealth. That puts us one short of a High Council seat, and if someone visits Carthag, we're already there. Or smuggles for Solari. It's annoying. So that's our High Council seat. Is it better just to buy a Dreadnought? Unit takes the Alliance. And now she's got the loaded up Guild Accord. It's no joke. We could play Worm Riders to get the spice to go to High Council with shifting allegiances. Or what I prefer to do is High Council with Signet Ring. Lock away the Truesayer so Baron doesn't get any ideas, although he's just going to buy an SMF anyway. And then use the shifting allegiances on a spice space, take Emperor Alliance, throw a bunch of troops into the combat for more faction bumps. I think we're almost guaranteed to get at least 1 point from this Grand Conspiracy. So that's already we have the High Council one, and it shouldn't be difficult for us to get the others. I think that's quite possible for us to get 2 points from this thing. A little bit awkward because this hand has got so much gas that it's actually like too much. We also have diplomacy. You know, what do we think about like hitting hardy warriors with the diplomacy? Is that better? Maybe. Like, why pay spice to get a faction bump if you don't have to? If you can just play a card to do that. Yeah. Plus, hitting Steel Suits will get us to Research Station Water, which we're probably going to need next round. So I actually think that that's better than playing the shifting. And it kind of locks up Fremen for us, which is important. So let's do this, and then we're going to reveal 6 more daggers from hand. Which will bounce us over Ilbon unless he's got a card or something. Baron didn't make us discard, which is nice, I guess. Baron's at 7 because he's got Holzman. We pretty much have to buy an SMF next round, though, which is not great. Good news is we're going to win any tiebreaker. Because of Chimarki. No daggers from Ilbon, so we'll jump a little bit ahead of him. If he's got a card, then that's something, but yeah. Crusader's good. We need to access BG if we want that point. He can help us get back to our good stuff, too. Didn't draw her Guild Accord, so that's good. She'll have it next round, though, so we need to know that she can infiltrate Highliner. If she gathers a spice for it. Let's see if Ilbon's got something. He does. Okay, that's fine. The 2 Solari from second place gives us our second Dreadnought. We are at risk of losing Emperor Alliance to him, though. He's going to probably have the Highliner next round. So Ilbon actually looks like he's the competition. Mimic Orders. Where's he at on that? He's only 3 bumps away from it. If the game goes long enough, he'll get it. He's going to cover one of my spaces, I think. Yeah. Still got it. Kind of lucky there that I still got that. We got the Gurney, which is good. That wasn't guaranteed. We have exactly 9. Four cards. Let's go. Shifting allegiances take Emperor Alliance is pretty good. That allows us to have the second of our grand conspiracies, right? And then we can use the Emperor bump to put more troops in. And we deny research station to anybody else, although I don't think anyone else wanted a research station. Maybe Yuna, but we're not worried about Yuna at this point, most likely. She's probably just too far behind. Well, here's our starting deck. That's the cards that we drew. Here's our good cards. So if the game goes another round, boy howdy, we are going to be slamming some cards. We guess it also, we could go like draw a card off Mentat too, would be something we could do. Okay. Interesting. Pulls away from Fremen, which means that we're very safe moving down on shifting allegiances. If he doesn't use it, we know he has it. But then we can't pull away from Fremen if he doesn't play it, because then he could use it on Fremen. There's 8, functionally 9. Okay. The good news is, although Ilbon has enough spice for Highliner, he doesn't have a garrison. We actually have more force in the combat as it stands right now than he would have if he Highlinered. I don't love going up 2 on Emperor because it's a little inefficient. We waste one of the bumps. But a point's a point. We can also, if Ilbon doesn't do it now, we can take the Mentat with shifting allegiances using the calculated hire that we get from Imperial Basin. I don't know that's the best use of the spice, but it's something we can do. Okay, he Mentats. So, nope. This card probably won't see any use at all this game. So, this would leave us with 1 spice left over. This would leave us with 2. I'd like to have the water, though, because if I buy wind traps here, I can go research station again next round. Although, it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Because if we win the combat... But I guess if we buy them... No, yeah, we gotta do this instead, because it doesn't pay Ilbon. So we go down on Fremen, which is now very safe, and we go up on Emperor. Lowers the threat from Ilbon. Gives us troops. Gives us the second category of Grand Conspiracy. Next action, we go to Dreadnought. We buy a Dreadnought. We buy Wind Traps. Then we get the fourth category on Grand Conspiracy. Third, we buy a Spiceless Flow. Then we get fourth. I think we have this game. Technically, I can buy Ordnance, which is actually better than Wind Traps, because it increases my odds of winning the combat. We don't know what Ilbons can do. No, I can't buy Ordnance. Not at Dreadnought. I don't have enough spice. So Wind Traps it is. We'll reveal one dagger. Probably won't make a difference, but... Would it have been better to go Dreadnought first and then Haga Basin? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yes, we have an extra Dreadnought in that situation. I don't think we need an extra Dreadnought, though. And if we do that, we can't buy the Wind Traps. Although Yuna may buy them here. Or is she going to buy the Ordnance? Could buy a Spaceport to get an SMF. I think she wants Ordnance, because I don't think she can... Wind Traps doesn't make a ton of sense for her. She's already got 2 water, and she's not currently on track to win the combat. Yeah. So Ordnance is actually kind of concerning, because... Oh, holy shit, spy satellites. That's 2 points for me right now. So for Yuna, she can't actually access any more combat spaces. Shoot it. What does Guild Accord say? Does it say it's reduced down to 3 spice? Two less. So she doesn't have the spice. Ilbon grabs the spy sats out from under our nose there, and then immediately cracks them, which is a little bit odd. New Tech Minimic Film. Possibly better than Wind Traps. Let's go ahead and do this. So Film is interesting because it might give us a point next round off of SMF. But I think Wind Traps is better because it's basically 2 water for 1 spice. It's a very good deal. So let's do the Wind Traps. Snoopers. Well, that could be good to get rid of the calculated higher. Baron goes to 9, functionally 10. We go to 9 also this round, I think. Well, no, we go to 10 if we win the combat, and then 12 after that. If we don't win the combat, we go to 8 and functionally 10 and win the tiebreaker. Let's see what Yuna does. She could Hardy. And that would probably win her the combat. We're at 18. If she added an extra... I mean, she's got the... Well, let's see what she's got. We know she's got the Guild Accord in her hand, but we also know she doesn't have enough spice to use it. Oh, no, she discarded that. Okay. Dagger also in her discard, and Dagger in her trash. Oh, is she pulling out? She has no intrigue, so she can't beat me here. Imperial Basin. Okay. Looks like she's going to go for the tie. I don't remember if she had daggers in hand or not. Ilbon buying and cracking the spy satellites is a very interesting decision. Like, it's technically it's logical, right? Like, it is a point. It's just a very expensive point. It only works if you like. It only works if you really have nothing to do with your spice whatsoever. We go to 18 daggers. We buy the SMF. Go to 8 points. Secretly 10. So Yuna has 2 daggers in hand. That actually does mean that she wins the combat. So the game's going another round. But next round we're going to have the Worm Riders, the Full Scale, the Trusayer. Like, we're going to have a lot going for us. Would have been better to win the combat this round, no doubt, but it is what it is. Not sure what Ilbon's looking for. He doesn't have his Mimic Orders. Everyone got a High Council seat this game, but not everyone got a Swordmaster. You don't see that every day. Just smuggling for value, I guess. To me, that implies he doesn't have an SMF, because if he did have an SMF, he would just reveal right now. The smuggling is worth less than the reveal. Or smuggling is worth less than the SMF by a lot. And I don't think 4 cards does it. Okay, well, if you have a Sea Reverend Mother, it does. Like, it's a 9. I guess he was looking for another point somewhere he doesn't have. These points are dangerous, though, because the next combat, I mean, who knows what happens on that, and I could lose the game off of that. Yuna got it. Goes to 8. Bunch of spice in an urgent mission. Urgent mission is interesting. Then Yuna wins the free troop. Worm Riders and full-scale assault. We shouldn't lose this. Another 2-pointer. Hypothetically, we should be able to get a point from BG off of selective. Selective plus secrets, although urgent mission means that we can definitely do that. Also, if we hit selective twice with urgent mission, then we definitely get an SMF. Because I didn't get the combat from the wind traps, I am short of research station, but I don't know if I need that space. We'll see. I will calculate it higher if I can, because I don't want Ilbon. I mean, the score at this point is close enough that I don't want Ilbon to use the Mentat. Okay, well, I can't. Dead card. There's also the invasion ships option. It's enough troops that it could make a difference. Yuna Highliners. That might be, 2 more points for her, because right now she's sitting at 20 combat strength. Even with full scale and Worm Riders, I might not be able to beat that. We'll see. I win the tiebreaker, though. I have enough different ways to earn points that it should be fine. Urgent Mission is kind of nice. It does, if I don't use it specifically on selective, it does kind of make it harder for me to get an SMF. Bypass protocol to acquire, appropriate, and then went shipping. Did he just reveal? No. That's just what I'm seeing here. He took it. Okay, hold on. So he did the bypass protocol and then bought a dreadnought. Which is weird because I'm the one with the grand conspiracy. Okay, so I think what we do is we open with selective here. We almost don't want to discard anything. I would discard my ring, probably. Let's do this. Trash from discard a dagger. Then drop the worst card, which is Dune. Okay, that actually decreased our persuasion. We urgent mission next action and basically do the same thing. Drops Shy Halud. That seems to indicate that she's either trying to go for an SMF or she's confident she can win the combat. One of the two. Four intrigues from Baron. Not great to see when somebody's sitting at 10 points, is it? Here's one of them. So we know he wants to go to... We know he wants to go to Research Station next. He's probably going to get to 11 because he'll buy an SMF this round, if not higher. So maybe we do need to win the combat. Full scale reveals for 6. Or it plays for 2 extra troops. Both halves are useful, and I'm not sure which one's better. Doesn't take the troop. I don't know why she wouldn't. Maybe she just has... I don't know. I mean... Yeah, I don't know why she would do that. Buys invasion ships, maybe. This one's going to be close, actually. Using the urgent mission, we can kind of stall her out a little bit. Hopefully. I don't know that I can get enough strength in the combat, honestly. If we draw Gurney, then maybe so. Does he have the chum shares? Artillery is 2 daggers for me. Probably not enough to matter. Spaceport. Okay. But if I used Urgent Mission to hit cities twice instead, well, I would say goodbye to my SMF. If I win the combat, I think I win the game. There's Gurney. Okay. That's a point. So now we're sitting at 11. Bastard. What a bastard. Now he's sitting at 11 too. Probably higher because he's Baron. He's got 4 intrigues. He's not going to lose that alliance. Technically, we beat Baron right now, but we don't have any reason to think that that's what happens. Yuna's officially at 24. Maybe she drew some daggers. She's trashed one of her daggers. Bashar's in play. Bounty Hunter's in play. Right now, we can buy an SMF, not play the combat at all, and go to 12, right? If all we do is buy an SMF, we're 12 points. Can we lose? Well, not to Yuna, because Yuna will go to 11 at most. Ilbon, I don't know. Ilbon doesn't have his Mimic Orders. So right now, assuming he gets an SMF, I think it's a safe assumption, Ilbon's at 10. Ilbon's not a threat, really. Unless he can find a way to get a bump on Guild after all this. I don't see it happening. So Baron, if I go to 12, Baron has to get to 13. We know he's at 11. So can he find 2 points? Well, he doesn't have Machine Culture. Like, okay, hold on. Let's ask ourselves, does he have an SMF? 4 cards in hand. We know what the 4 cards are, but I don't know off the top of my head. He doesn't have Test. He doesn't have Other Memory. He has at least 1 SMF in hand. I think maybe he doesn't have the SMF right now. So, and let's think about this logically. Also, Gurney will draw us a card. But if the card, well, there's a 75% chance that card is an SMF anyway, so we really ought to play Gurney. If we play Gurney to Arakeen, we are guaranteed the SMF. That's probably the play. Let's do dagger math. We have 2 agents left, so I guess we don't have to do math yet. Let's just go to Arakeen. Okay. So right now, okay, he has the SMF. We'll count that as a point from an intrigue card. So Baron's at 12. We're at 13. Does he have another point in hand? Well, right now, he can't get a point from... He can't get a point from Plans Within Plans. Doesn't do anything. But could he get a point from... I mean, if he has Corner of the Market, I think he's won, right? Because Corner of the Market is going to give him 2 more points. He'll go to 14. If he has it, he has it. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't know what he's got, but let's see. So how much combat strength do we have right now? Well, full scale is going to give us 6 daggers. That takes us up to 18. Worm Riders is giving us another 6 daggers. We're at 24. We have 1 more dagger in hand from Dagger, which takes us just barely up enough to win the combat. Arguably, we're better off sending the dagger to Tech Negotiation to buy a free artillery, which adds 2 daggers instead of the 1 that it itself provides. We still buy the SMF. I think this is just the dominant play. Alright, get ready for this reveal. Big reveal. 10 Persuasion, 14 Swords. 26, buy the SMF. Go to 10. We have Grand Conspiracy taking us to 12. We have Chimerky. Hell yes. Helena Power, dude. What is this? 10 Persuasion and 14 daggers. Let me send a picture of this to Tyler, because he loves his Helena. Useless calculated higher. We go to 12, even before our intrigue. So we win even if he has Corner of the Market. He does have Corner of the Market. Oh my god. Too bad, Baron. Cool. Cool. Hey, Baron, that was pretty cool. He was like, yeah, okay, whatever, you win the combat, who cares? He was pretty cocky. Man, what an awesome Helena game. You don't see a 2-point Grand Conspiracy very often. Cool. Oh, man. Ooh, and I would have gotten away with it too last round if it weren't for that meddling Una. Should have 14 as well. Bugged. Why is that? CG, GG. They gave him his Holtzman engine. See? Holtzman engine. Oh, corner of the market. Yeah, he should have a second point from corner of the market. Right? 1, 2. Does he only have 2? It's not a bug. I bet he trashed his Spice Must Flows with selective breeding. He has no draw pile and no hand, so we know for a fact, just look at his play area, 3 SMFs. Well, I have 2 SMFs. Ilbon has 3 SMFs, so he's tied. He doesn't have the most SMFs. Because Ilbon has 1, 2, 3. It's not a bug. 1, 2, 3. I see 3. I don't know where a 4th one would have gone. Herueka. I don't know what Herueka means. Maybe it's something in Turkish. But yeah, I mean, even if he got the second point from Corner of the Market, we still beat him on Chimerki. So Helena is such a cool leader. Chimerki, Wind Traps, Artillery. Artillery wasn't necessary. We still barely barely would have beat Una, the skin of our teeth, without the artillery by the dagger that we had in hand. But it was gonna be close. Okay, so I guess post-game, what was the MVP card? Well, we had some incredible cards all around, right? We had Full-Scale Assault, Gurney Halleck, Worm Riders, and Shifting Allegiances. You could argue Shifting Allegiances because it allowed us to even have the Fremen Alliance, which looked like it should have been impossible based on Baron's early pressure on Fremen, right? You could argue Shifting Allegiances. But Shifting Allegiance's role in that situation is enabling the Worm Riders. The Worm Riders gave us, I think, 4 spice and I want to say 18 daggers across the course of the game. So very, very valuable. Gurney Halleck is a good card, very powerful when we played him. I think we played him twice, actually. But the thing to remember about that is we got him pretty late. And I think the card that did the most work is actually Worm Riders here. Maybe Full-Scale Assault. You could argue Full-Scale Assault because it went to Emperor, which got us our High Council seat. It went to added the extra 6 daggers this round, same as the Worm Riders. And it also gave us the Dreadnought that we've been using for the past couple rounds. I'm going to still give it to Worm Riders because the 2-pointer that really won us the game, the everything that won us the game was Chimerki, right? Chimerki gave us the tiebreaker on Baron, which didn't end up mattering, but very well could have, and it gave us the 2 points from the Grand Conspiracy. So I'm going to say it was Worm Riders, which bought us the Chimerki and then bought us a bunch of combat points at the end. 4 points from combats, 2 alliances. I've been talking for too long. Good night, guys. I'm going to end the video here.